All right, welcome back to another video, folks. Let's see, today I'm going to try to show on this infinity model here how to create some texture in combination with contrast paints and regular acrylic paints. For this episode on the cloak, inside, outside, kind of show you what I do to make it kind of stand out more. All right, the paints I'm going to use for this, I did a little bit of pre-shading with my airbrush, kind of a blackish undercoat with a white ink synthol on the top, but I'm going to add in a little bit more pre-shading first. So I'm going to, on the tops of these folds, add in a little bit more white. I'm going to do that with my wolf gray and then add in a little bit of white on top of that. All right, I think that's as far as I'm going to take this for now. It took 5-6 minutes to do this, not long at all. And you don't have to do pre-shading such as this. You could just have a blanket primer all over the whole thing and build up from there. I just kind of like to skip ahead and have a little pre-shading. So what I'm going to use for this is going to be skeleton horde. The snakebite leather, like one coat. This stuff's pretty potent, but you'd have to thin it down. So I'm going to put this all over it. We'll let it dry and then we'll come back. Now, the one thing about this is you don't want to go super heavy. Contrast is not a one thick coat. It's a terrible marketing slogan. Wick up any excess you see that pools, essentially. We're going to do multiple layers of this, and that's how we're going to build up our texture. Okay, you can kind of see right away what that undershading does for us, or pre-shading does for us. You can really see it with just one coat. So we're going to add multiple layers onto this of different ways of applying the regular acrylic paint and then in conjunction with the contrast. So we'll let this dry and we'll come back in a minute. All right, I think it's dry enough now that I can start applying some more stuff. Another thing I wanted to point out is it does still kind of look blotchy, as contrast kind of does on flatter surfaces. But here's where we're going to try to advantage. I have some, just any kind of ivory. This is a bone white from Vallejo Game Color. Now what you're going to do, if I can get in frame here, is just try to draw some lines. Get you a nice point. I may have to change brushes. And you just kind of start striking at it, essentially, and then go from kind of different directions. Like I said, just start drawing some stripes in these darker areas here. You can kind of dot it. Dots are great for adding texture, but you're just going to do this all over, and there's no rhyme or reason. You don't really have to do this all over. It's just what I'm going to do. And just, like I say, just start adding some texture in there. That's all you're doing. And like I said, I'm going to mix in a little white here and there. And there's going to be multiple layers of this. That's the thing. We're not just going to like do this and then call it a day. I'm going to add some more contrast here in a minute once I'm satisfied, and then build up more texture and take it from there. And the splotchiness will kind of go away at that point. Once you start adding more of the contrast, you get this nice dark rich color in the recesses, this nice texture on the raised areas. So I'm going to go around and do this all over, and then we'll come back when I'm done. All right, and there we have it. You're going to do this multiple times. I usually do it about 2, maybe 3, to get to the where I want it to be. So what I'm going to do now is add the contrast, and then I'm going to do this again, this texturing, and we'll see if I like it after the second time. If not, we'll do a third, and I'll come back when it's all done. And there you have it. The finished result. I did 3 coats of contrast, and then the last one, or after the last one, I added just a few more highlights, just a few more striations or lines, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to see if I can. There we go. Camera shaking and all. You can kind of see them, the lines I got going on there. Up close, you're going to notice it. Let's see, kind of see some there. There's some dots. There's some lines. But once you get it on a table, I don't know if I can do this with this camera. Oh, going buck wild. Let's see. It kind of all blends together. Once you set it down on the table, your eyes will just naturally blend it for you. So yeah, I'm going to get out of gorilla mode here. And yeah, so just add this on anything you can do. You can also reverse this and make it darker as you add on your layers. But have fun with it. I hope it helps someone out there, and I'll see y'all later.